Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, and it's Coffee Chat Monday. I am filming this Sunday evening. It's been a crazy busy weekend for me, but it's a really good weekend. So, what I wanted to talk about today, well, I have a few new things. I'm going to talk about those later, though, in another video. Today's coffee chat is going to be about journaling and how journaling's changed my life, how journaling every day can be an ideal goal, but it doesn't always happen. And I'm going to talk about why it doesn't always happen, how it's okay sometimes not to journal every day. It's okay sometimes to take a break. It's okay sometimes to change things up. Whoa. Okay, wayward girls here. Okay. It's okay to change things up. It's okay to do whatever works for you. That just because you want to journal every day, or your goal is to journal every day, maybe there are different kinds of journaling you might need to do on certain days. Some days I find myself wanting to do more written journaling. Some days I find myself wanting to do more art. Sometimes it's more collage stuff. Sometimes I do morning pages. Sometimes I do evening pages. Sometimes I do both. But we're going to talk about journaling for a bit. And if you aren't familiar with who I am and what I do, my name is Burgess Taylor. And I am a writer, an artist, a blogger most of the time. Well, sometimes. A creative, a content creator. But I am an avid journaler and an avid reader and a lover of all things coffee. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're back, welcome back, because I noticed that for me and for some other people, for some reason we're losing subscribers. I'm losing people I follow. Like all of a sudden, people I follow, I haven't been getting any notifications from them, and then I realized I had to actually subscribe again. And then other people I was still subscribed to, but no longer getting the notifications, and so I had to go back and ring the bell. And I've had people tell me that they tried to ring the bell, so to speak, and then it didn't work. So they had to unsubscribe and then resubscribe to ring the bell. So I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully it will get fixed soon. First, let me tell you a little bit about my journaling. I've been journaling avidly since I was about 7 or 8 years old. My first little pink diary. Back then, I wanted to keep a diary for a lot of different reasons. But then later, after I got the little diary, I wanted to keep a diary. But then later, my daddy died when I was 7, and after he died, I started writing him letters, telling him about my life and what was going on, and telling him about things that he missed. Now, you got to understand that this was the end of 2nd grade, the beginning of 3rd grade, so writing, I was learning, but I was also an avid reader. So by the end of 3rd grade, I was reading at like a 5th grade reading level or a 6th grade reading level, and I firmly believed that it was not only the reading avidly, but also the journal writing, the Dear Diary, Dear Daddy kind of writing that improved all of that. So journaling changed my life in a lot of different ways. It was a healing process for me. It helped me grieve. It helped me learn about myself. It still does. It reinforces good habits. It lets you take a review and look at the patterns of bad habits and how to get rid of some of those. It helps you learn things. It can help you unlearn things. It can help you practice your handwriting. You will not only get better at handwriting, hopefully. Some of us do, some of us don't. Some of us have to work pretty hard at it. Some days my handwriting is pretty good. Some days not so much. But it also improves your creative writing. It helps improve your productivity. It's really great for me about lessening my anxiety and my stress. It's a way for me to clear my head It's a way for me to get down on paper in a safe, protected, it's a safe, healthy way for you to deal with negative feelings and emotions. It's a way for you to vent. It's a way for you to figure out how to change things that you want to change in your life. You can mind map in your journal. There's all different things you can do in your journal, but one of the great things for me is that it helps me establish where good patterns and bad patterns and what is going on and how to improve things. It helps me with my goals. It helps me focus, and I do a lot of different kinds of journaling. It reinforces what I'm learning. It reinforces those lessons that I'm learning. Like, I take notes a lot on books that I read, on things that I'm studying, my mood and what can affect my mood. It also helps me release things. Like I said, it's a really good, safe, healthy way to get rid of some of that negative the negative things that we're feeling sometimes. Like when we have creative slumps, which I'm going to get to, it improves my life in a number of ways. It's also a great way to memory keep. Important events happen in our lives, and when we journal about them, you can kind of go back and read over it and remember some of those things, like some of the really wonderful things. It can help you figure out who you are, especially if things are changing or you're going through something, good or bad. It could be something traumatic, something tragic. When my dad died, I had a hard time creating art for a while, but I was doing a lot of text journaling, a lot of written journaling. It's a way to go through grief and healing in a safe and healthy way. It's also fun. And like I said, there are all different kinds of journals and all different kinds of ways to journal, but it's your journal, and you can journal in whatever way you want to. It can be a hodgepodge of things. You could combine all kinds of things. You could combine your planning and your journaling, your to-do list, your art, collage bits, pictures. You can do whatever you want to in your journal. You can put your morning pages, your evening pages, your to-dos, all of it together in one hodgepodge of a journal if you wanted to. Or you can have journals for separate things. I tend to do a bit of all of the above. It really just depends on what it is. But it's great for self-discipline. It's great for self-confidence. It's great for connecting with your inner higher self. It's also one of the best ways that I know of to start some kind of self-care routine, ritual, habit. But if you're like me, and you sometimes get really busy, or you want to do something different, and or you have a lot of projects going on, I would like to journal every single day. I'd like to do different kinds of journaling every single day, but I don't always get around to it. Sometimes my really productive days means I'm cleaning the house, I'm cooking, I'm busy with my grandson, I'm busy with family. I have things to do with my husband. Maybe he's off and we've taken a day to go spend some time together. Maybe I've gone, like this past weekend, I went to my mom's. I got there late Saturday. I got there Saturday afternoon. I came back Sunday evening. So I was unplugged from social media the whole week, pretty much from Saturday afternoon until this evening. But I got a lot of quality time with my family, with my mom and my son. So when I get into a journal slump, a creative slump, it depends on what kind of journaling slump it is, what kind of creative slump it might be. Like sometimes if it's an art slump or a writing slump, when it's creative, I have to take a step back and ask myself, okay, what exactly am I afraid of? Why am I afraid to create? What is going on inside of me that is preventing me from doing something I really want to do, something I really love, like drawing, watercoloring, writing, doing some text journaling. I love to journal. I love to journal. So I have to take a step back and think about the what and the why, because it could be an issue of self-confidence. Maybe I'm having a really bad day. maybe I feel like I'm not a real artist or I'm not a real writer. I have no business doing all of this. I don't know what I'm thinking. I can't draw. I can't write. Maybe I'm just having a really bad day and I've got a lot of self-doubt going on. But why? Because sometimes sometimes that can stem from something else. Like, let's say you're drawing something or you're writing something and you're having an off day. You're really tired, or something else is going on that's occupying your mind, and you just keep making mistakes. Well, we all make mistakes. Instead of looking at those mistakes as, what in the world? I can't draw. I can't write. I can't even write a word. I can't spell a word. I can't draw a stick figure today. I don't know what's going on. Take a step back from that and have a bit of play. Have a bit of fun. Do some scribbling. You could just write down a bunch of words, and have a bit of word fun with them. Take the letters out of them and turn them around and make other words out of them. If you're drawing, draw a bunch of stick figures. Do a bunch of scribbling and then throw some watercolor down on it and some collage bits and just make it. It could be your ugly page. It could turn out to be the most beautiful page you've created. If it's words and it's writing related, you could write a bunch of silly sentences. Try some tongue twisters. Write some little limericks, right? Do something different, something that's out of your ordinary, and to kind of refresh a little. You could change your environment. You could change your journaling tactic. You could change your art or your writing tactic. Change things up a bit. Instead of focusing on what it feels like you can't do or you're afraid to do or you're having an issue with, change it up and do something completely different that's creative. Or you could maybe start a DIY project or finish a DIY project that you haven't gotten around to in a while. Something that's fun, something that'll help you get a little bit of a fresh perspective so you can take a step back from what it is you can't work on or you feel like you can't work on, so that you can just kind of clear away some of that. You can find inspiration from elsewhere. There are a lot of different things that I see that are out there that I want to try, and sometimes I'm not quite sure if I'd be okay at it or if I'd really like it, if I want to try all those supplies. So I'll see if I can find something that I have that's similar to what supplies they're using. I can see if I can find a way that if somebody's doing something but it's different than what I would do, if I can find a way to kind of incorporate some of the things that they're doing or some of the things that they're using and do something I could do that could be really fun. Sometimes I try something completely different in a completely different way, and I'll go for a walk outside, I'll go take some pictures, I'll go take a shower, I'll read a book, I'll do something completely different to get my mind off of that focus of I can't create, I can't journal, I can't write, I can't create art, I can't paint, I can't draw, I can't. And I start focusing on some of the things that I can. Like, I can go take a walk. I can go get outside and take some pictures of some leaves or some butterflies or some roses or the changing color of the leaves or whatever is going on around you. You could take some pictures of. You could take a picture of your feet wherever you're standing. You could take a picture of you, do a selfie, you could do whatever it is. You could take a picture of a blank journal page and imagine what you could put on it in a completely different way. Or a canvas. Or a screenshot of the blank and then think, oh, well, if you get out of the headspace of what you can't do and you start thinking about what you could do, sometimes it's really helpful. And some of the things that can help me get to the mindset of what I could do are doing things like taking a walk, taking a shower, getting outside, doing something completely different than what it is that I'm thinking I can't do. Like if today I'm thinking I can't draw, whatever it is I'm thinking about drawing, then why not, instead of drawing something, why don't I go take a picture of something that's inspiring me today? And then maybe do a little bit of a journal about it. Maybe find a quote that seems appropriate. What is today? Today's Sunday for me. It'll be Monday by the time you're watching this. Well, I drove to my mom's and Saturday, and today I had coffee with my mom. I sat outside on the porch with my mom. My mom and my son and my brother and I, we talked for a while. I talked to my daughter. I talked to my husband. I did some stuff, and I'm thinking, well, what was today really about? And today was really about family for me. And as I thought about, well, what could I journal about? What could I journal about? There were so many ideas floating around that I almost felt intimidated by all of the ideas. And that's when I stopped myself and I thought, okay, I could pick one thing from today that really stood out, and I could journal about that. And then once I journaled about the thing that really stood out, then maybe something to draw would come to mind. I haven't done that yet. I'm about to, but I wanted to talk about it because I haven't really been doing very much in the way of the art journaling lately. And I realized this because I've been really busy. So last Saturday I did a bit of journaling about a date, but I haven't went back in watercolor. I got some stuff from Leanne from Creatively Free to Be Me. I was really excited about it, and I wanted to draw something, but I haven't yet. And then the other day, on the 1st of November, I had date night with my husband. We went and got some dinner together, and we sat down and we ate, and we had some Jamocha shakes from Arby's for dessert. I got some Happy Mail in. That was a different day. I think that was the 2nd. And then this is the weekend. So I haven't filled in the pages. I have done a little bit of stuff, but it's been quite since the 27th of October, and I didn't do the Halloween stuff because I need to print the pictures, and I'm going to get to that. But I'm going to do that not in chronological order. And I think that was the thing that was kind of stumping me, is that I hadn't done that. I hadn't printed out the pictures yet. I hadn't put the Halloween spread in, and I had went on to a whole new month without covering that last day of October, which was Halloween. And I thought that the very idea of not journaling chronologically had me stumped, because I journal chronologically. Most part, I'll go in and fill things in, but usually if this goes Saturday, which was the 27th, then the next day would be the 28th or the 29th, and then the next day would be the 30th or the 31st, and then November. And now I'm like, well, unless I do a tip-in. And then I thought I could do a tip-in if I wanted to. I could put a tip-in on my piece of vellum here, but maybe, and maybe I will. But at the same time, I was thinking I could journal out of order if I want to. Who's to say? As long as I date it, it doesn't matter, right? And that's what I mean, I've done it a little bit, but I don't do it a whole lot. But I think that was the thing that really had me stumped, because when I got back from my mom's, brought in some of the stuff that I had bought. Like, I took my mom and I went to Walmart and did some things, and while I was out, I had picked up with my Dollar General coupon some cleaning products and stuff like that. We needed paper towels, and I love Viva paper towels. I found some on sale, and I got some Purex, and I got some dryer sheets, and so stuff like that. And then I got my mom a new phone, but I ended up having to order it from Walmart online because the Walmart where my mom lives didn't have any in stock. I could draw her flip phone, for the weekend. I could draw some of the things that happened with, while I was there. But the Halloween thing and it being out of order kind of had me feeling a bit off, because that's journaling out of chronological order is not something I do very often at all. So it had me thrown for a loop, because I hadn't realized it until I was looking at my journal. And I went, I haven't really journaled much lately. And I'm like, I've been really busy getting things together for the next year and getting things together for NaNoWriMo. And I've been doing writing. And so there's been a lot of things. But I have been doing, I haven't been doing a whole lot here. I have been doing This was last week. This was Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, and I need to write this down. I have a stick-it note with some notes for this. And then this is this week. And what I wanted to do. And I was going to talk about creative slumps for today, and then I thought, well, how to get past them, and making your creativity more of a daily habit, and that there are different ways to be creative. But then I thought, why would you be in the creative slump to begin with, and why is journaling important? And maybe creativity is what you sometimes being creative is about doing something different than your norm, or it's about imaginative ways to problem solve. How we spend our creative energy, how we spend our energy sometimes takes up some of the energy that we would devote to creativity, because we've put that energy into something else, and then we don't have very much energy left for some of the creative pursuits. So if we put a lot of our energy into family, or into our home, or into our work, or into some other kind of project, then sometimes our energy can be a bit slim. We could not have quite enough energy. But if you make time to do a little something every day, then I can go back and I can look at these pages right here, where I, like at the end of October on the 30th and the 31st, which I did do, and I know kind of what's going on, like what happened. Victor was with me all day Halloween. Well, I picked him up when the bus dropped him off, and then until late that afternoon, and then his mom showed up, and he and his mom, stepdad, went out, and they were dressed up as a vampire family, and they looked amazing. So my daughter put these really great pictures of them up, and I didn't have enough time because I had to get things ready, and I went to my mom's. But I did do a little bit of journaling, and I realized after I came back that I had skipped over the day for October without realizing it, and I think that's what kind of had me stumped, because it was like, oh, this evening when I came back, I was like, I don't feel like journaling now. And I'm like, why? What is going on? And it was because of the chronological thing. So now I thought, well, how can I, what? That's where my what and my why came in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my mom's flip phone, and I'm going to do some of the watercoloring and the writing for these pages that I already have in here. And then I'm going to get my paper out for the printer and do that, and so I can print the pictures of Victor and his mom and stepdad. They were so cute, and do some journaling about that. I have this really cute pumpkin thing that I want to put the pictures on, and I can do that, and then I think it will become a tip-in. And I'm really excited about that, because I have the first right here, and I actually think this might have been Halloween right here when I got the Happy Meal. It might have been Halloween. So that is exciting to me, because maybe I don't necessarily have a blank page, but I will be able to look in my other journal and go, when did I get that Happy Meal? And I'll know, is this because I didn't date this page? So is this the 29th, the 30th, the 31st? And not that it really matters, because as long as I have some of the things dated, it doesn't really matter. So I will look up when I got the actual mail from Leanne, the stickers, because they're amazing. I love her work, y'all. And then I will write the date on there. And then if it's before Halloween, then it's before Halloween. If it's after Halloween, then it's after Halloween. But I will be able to do my pages, and I will be able to get rid of that creative block. Have you suffered from creative block? Do you have issues sometimes with your journaling, your writing, creating art? any of that you're planning? If you do, what are they? I'm curious. I don't mean to be super nosy, but I do mean to be a little nosy. And how do you get through your creative slump? What do you do to help you, when you have issues with what you're trying to get done and you can't really seem to get it done? Because I think we all go through different kinds of creative slumps, and I'm not going to call it creative block, because I don't feel blocked so much as I feel kind of, well, something is going on there. And I know that something, there's a what and a why, and as long as I can figure out the what and the why, then I can fix it. And I think I did that. So thank you for watching. I will see you again soon, and you will get a short video at the end of the week of some of my journaling about this. Thanks, y'all. Bye.